Hey, it's mad. Don't worry about the hair. I know you man are gonna try and take the piss in the chat as you always do. I'm gonna put the hair in one in a minute. But do you know what I mean? I've got to let the head breathe a bit. That sounded mad wise still. But it is what it is. G, big up to you nonetheless, broski. Savage said he'll be in the building shortly. We'll get the press conference watched and done. But yeah, man, Liverpool play again, bro. It feels like we're playing every day or so now. Games are just flying around the corner as quickly as possible. Big up in the chat to, was it Andre, I'd say, but man's got a Zinnik. Big up to you, Roski. Honesty in the building, G, obviously, and obviously Red for Life as well, man. But G, before we get started, before we watch a press conference, bro, how you been today, man? Didn't get to catch your stream, just mad busy trying to sort some shit out, but I'll try my best to go back to it and watch it.
It's all love, bro. No, it was good stream earlier, man. We're just, you know, these kind of convos. I said it at the end of the stream, man. These kind of convos, you end up going down the nostalgia route now. Because obviously we're talking about old school Ballon d'Or and all that stuff. But honestly, man, it was a good chat. Been calm today, to be honest, man. I've been kind of just chilling. Had a few bits to do, but then chilled watching this fantastic beast and all of that. I'm watching that series of films at the moment.
Fantastic.
I'm into that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Philip, big up to G and Endz with the crazy hair, blood. Nah, leave the hair alone, man. You know what I mean? Leave the hair alone, man. Some of us have hair, some don't, brother. It is what it is.
Definitely not needed, and definitely not what he asked, and definitely not what he mentioned. But anyways, big up Philip. Anyways, in the building. Big up everybody else.
Listen, guys, you already know the way we structure it, man. So we normally go watch a press conference. I'm pretty sure most of you already have watched it. Me and G haven't watched it yet. So forgive us if you've already seen it, you already reacted to it, but we left it for this moment so we can watch it and see what the conversations are. Obviously, I did see maybe like quotes, but I'd like to watch it for myself to understand what he was saying, man. Big up Herb as well. Long time, broski. Hope everything is blessed and the family is good, man. Man United fan, but he supports us, man. So love broski, always. Yeah, he got a new manager now, blood. New manager now, you know, the man in my group is saying, yeah, we're gonna win the league now, and blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah,
win the league, okay. I saw you guys are in relegation. I was like,
do you know what that reminded me? One of my boy called me earlier. So Shane, if you're watching, my bad, broski. I was meant to call him back. Told him I'll call him back when I was done. But
I'll be honest. Don't apologize. These things, bro. I promise you, these things happen. Happens to me all the time. You end up doing other things, and then all of a sudden now, whatever I said at 2 p.m. is 7 p.m. now. I promise you, I've completely forgotten about that. So don't apologize, man. It's life.
It's just one, because I was meant to, because obviously you're talking about Ruben Amorim coming in, and I'm like, yeah, but I swear the first message, let me make sure I ain't deleted it, because I'm pretty sure man said they're going to win the league. Yeah, that'll be, I swear that's what he he ain't even there. He ain't even there. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure man said they're gonna win the league.
Like, if that's what you feel, then all right, cool. Run your rhythm.
All right, then, guys, man. You already know, man. I don't even like asking, but like, comment, subscribe. You guys already know the rules and regulation. You know what I mean? Come in, wipe your feet, chill out, man, relax. And then we'll get to the conversations. Also, as well, guys, podcast channel. I keep forgetting to plug it all the time. I will drop the link. Or do me a favor, Honesty, if you can, drop the podcast link in the chat, and I'll pin it. Because obviously we're doing a lot of work on that as well, man. So you guys can come over there and chill and listen to some of the podcasts we do. Some crazy conversations, man. But without further ado, man, let's get it. Let's hear what the gaffer had to say. Hold on, turn that up. We have to turn it up all the way now because we can't hear nothing.
Yeah, you can, of course. He's a Dutch manager, so that makes it even harder for us as Dutch people. Always your first thoughts are with the person. We are all in this job, so we know that it can happen. But if it happens, it especially because I know him a little bit and I know how much work he puts into it, and then to get this news for him is of course a pity. And but we also know, especially us coming from Holland, how well he did at Ajax and that he won 2 trophies over here. So we will see him I think in the near future somewhere at a big club again. But at this moment, it's for him and his family. It's of course, tragedy is maybe a bit too much to say, but it's a big disappointment.
For your squad at the moment, Jota, Chiesa, Connor Bradley, are they likely to figure? How far away are they from a return?
The ones you just mentioned, Connor is training with us again, so he could maybe be in the squad tomorrow. Jota not, Alisson not, Harvey Elliott not, and Federico. I'm not expecting him to be in the squad tomorrow as well.
How long do you think for Federico?
That's always difficult to say because he goes a bit up and down. So sometimes he's there with us, train a few days, and then he goes out. He goes out for an injury again. So I don't want to put days or weeks on it because I think we just have to make sure he gets in the best possible shape and don't put any pressure on him by coming up with dates.
Just looking at this competition, the game you've already played, obviously the starting lineup from the win over Bournemouth, only Kelleher and Nunes then started the cup win over West Ham. And then from the West Ham game, only then Jota started the league win over Wolves. So how likely are you to do something kind of similar with regards to team selection this week, bearing in mind it's also a double header against Brighton?
Yeah, I don't think it's possible to do the same as we did against West Ham for the simple reason that we got some injuries, so we don't have maybe enough players to change them all if I wanted that. We've played on Sunday against Arsenal yesterday. There was mostly recovery for everyone, so today when we come in and we have to come in as we speak, we will find out how they all are, and then we have to make a decision who's going to start. But I think if you look at our schedule and the amount of times that we have less days to recover compared to our opponent, that's not on Saturday because we play Brighton tomorrow, but Brighton played Saturday, and with Leverkusen it's the same. They play Friday, we play Saturday, so it might be a moment for us to also see some other players. But like I said, we have to first have to know how fit everybody is.
Can I just ask as well, this starts, I think it's
Big
5
up, Kev.
games in around 11 days. How do you prepare for that? And does that mean you have to sort of select games that have more prominence?
No, I think always the next game is the most important. So you try to bring to pick a team, to select a team that is best capable of winning that game. And sometimes that means because they've played so many games, you change one or two or a few more players. How to prepare them for that's not what you do today or tomorrow. That's mostly what you've done already in preseason and all the weeks leading up to this schedule. Those are the weeks you try to prepare them for these weeks, and you do this by training sessions, of course.
Endo came off the bench, and I know he started the previous round in this competition. Is this a chance for him to maybe start? And also, when you're making these changes, how do you keep those players that are maybe struggling for minutes happy in the squad?
That last thing is not always easy because they all want to play, and it would be strange for me if they are all happy if they don't play. But they are professionals. They know that these things can happen, and they also see that the players that play in their position do really well. So that is mostly with Wata, but it's also with Joe Gomez and João Kwanzaa that are in competition with Ryan, with Ibu, and with Virgil. So they understand and they see how well these players play, and that they also stay fit till the last minute of the game. But I think Wata is one of the players that might be in the lineup because the season is going to be so long, and we will need him during the season, and therefore he needs once in a while playing time as well. He fortunately has this playing time with the national team, but it helps if he once in a while gets a game with us again. And I really liked him against West Ham. And what I admire about him, or what I respect about him, is his personality, because 2 times he had to come in 5 minutes before the end. And in my managerial career, I sometimes have seen that players, if they come in 5 minutes before the end, they come in with a face like this and play like that. But every time when we need him, even if it's for 5 minutes, he shows up for the team, for his teammates, and for himself. So I think he also, for that reason, he deserves to play tomorrow. Yeah.
No. Hi, Arne. You mentioned after the Arsenal match your admiration for Darwin Núñez and his ability to come in and play 3 games after not having played a lot and to play with such energy and aggression. you also kind of mentioned he was the only recognised striker available. So with that in mind, I was wondering about some of the other options. We saw Cody Gakpo play 15 minutes at the end of the game against Leipzig, but he seemed to have been a little bit more rejuvenated in his old left wing role. We've also seen Luis Diaz and Mo Salah play centrally during their Liverpool career. I noticed Jane Danns was walking into the building earlier today. I wonder whether or not he's come into play if he's playing for the first team this year.
You could become the manager over here.
I'll try it.
Do we have any other option to play as a 9 as well? Because you're giving me a lot already, but
I mean, I'm not offering my own services. That's for sure.
okay. I don't know if that's smart. No, I think about Darwin, I think I gave him credit for the fact that he worked so hard in previous weeks where he didn't play a lot to be able to play 3 times in a row, and I think three games in 8 days. So that says a lot about him, but it also says a lot about the quality of our performance staff and medical staff, that we were able to give him the right sessions, to prepare him in the right way. But you always need to play it to buy in, because you can give him the right sessions, but if he doesn't give everything, then it's very difficult for him to do what he did. So also with him, it was a good thing that his ban for the Uruguay team was cancelled, so he could play their 2 games. That helped probably as well for him to play the way he did. And I'm not talking about the quality he played with, but the intensity he played with, and the quality was also good. So there was a positive thing. Yeah, it is a pity that Diogo Jota is not available and Federico Chiesa is also not available, because they were, in my opinion, the most logical number 9s. Maybe not in yours, but but still we have some other options with the ones you just said.
Do you expect Jota to be back before the November international break?
No. Yeah.
And Elliot the same?
Ellie the same, yeah.
And just on Chiesa, there was some reports of Italy at the end of last week saying that they might try and get him on loan in January. Is that it seems fairly knee-jerk?
That hasn't gone through my mind at all. I think the first and foremost is that he gets fit again, and then we can see where he is. And I think there were also reports in Italy. What I meant about him was that he missed preseason, and in preseason that he was on low intensity sessions because he had to train with 3 or 4 players apart from the group. So that is what I said, and then going from there to a high intensity league, to a high intensity playing style, is difficult in general for every player, but especially if you had a preseason like this. So we knew this before, so we knew we had to be really careful and adjust where we could to his individual needs. But it hasn't been perfect yet, so we're trying to find the right way of building him up without overloading him, and that has been difficult till now, but I have the full confidence that will happen, and let's let him first be fit.
Just the goalkeeping situation, Anna. Do you look to keep Kelleher in this competition, or to give Giles a chance?
It's something that also goes through my head, and I haven't made a decision yet, so we will see tomorrow. It's also a decision you take. Also, you include your goalkeeper coach with that, but in the end, I have to make that decision, and I also want to hear how fit Queeve is at the moment. He played many games, so let's wait and see what decision I make tomorrow.
And at the weekend, Mount Ashville made 2 unbelievable saves on the scene, and he was there for rounds all last night. How's the club been tracking his progress before he joins next summer?
I assume the club follows his progress very detailed, because I know how professional this club is. If you ask me, I'm in a program from game, press conference, press conference. Sometimes have some time to train with the boys as well. So I wasn't able to see his game during the weekend, but it's good to hear that he made some good saves. But I'm not surprised to hear that, because we knew that we bought a very good goalkeeper with him.
I was just going to ask what you thought of the main threats from Brighton will be tomorrow.
Very good idea about football for many years already. So I like their playing style a lot. With their former manager already, and with this one as well. And I think what makes the club Brighton, in my opinion, special is that maybe not the most money in the league when they buy the players, but they always find the right ones. So there's a lot of quality, although also for them, the transfer fees go up a bit, but they are not spending 100 million on a player. So they always find the right ones. And so many quality players to pick and a very good playing style.
Just on obviously the club's chance to use young players sometimes. You obviously used allowed a lot of them to go out on loan in the summer to maybe get game time. But when you do get injuries and you look at the squad, is that the difficult balance to try and know how many to let go and how many to sort of keep around the building?
Yeah, that is sometimes difficult because in certain situations you would prefer to keep them here because then they can train every day with you and you can implement in the best possible way your playing style. But if that also means that they hardly play, that will normally also lead not to the progression you are hoping for. So that is the balance we always try to find with our players, also with our very talented ones. Then sometimes that means you bring them on a loan. Stefan Bijsetics was a very good example to that. And then you hope to see that he plays a lot. And then you already played a few games. And then it's very pleasing in this particular situation that he went to a very good manager as well with Pepijn Leijners that knows this club also. So, and for Ben Doak, it's similar. Also went to a very good manager and to a very good playing style. So it's a balance we need to find. Do we want to play them on a regular basis or once in a while and keep with us? And we have to we have to be aware of our own interests, so we can't let everybody go that doesn't play all the time. And there, Tyler Morton is a good example of that, which is a quality player. Good enough to play everywhere around the league, but is in competition with so many good midfielders over here. But yeah, like you see now we've got 6 forwards, 2 of them are injured, so only 4 left. And with the schedule we have, that's sometimes a bit of a worry for me. So maybe we should bring Ben Doak back.
Fair enough. Let's get that off screen. Not really much to kind of take from that, to be fair, man. There was only like 2 bits in there, and obviously it's a part the title of the stream, and it was more him saying about he doesn't want to put days or weeks into Chiesa in terms of his injury, and then the other thing is to do with as well as Jota as well, just keeps getting injured, and I know this one ain't partly his fault, and I know the last one wasn't partly his fault, but just keeps getting injured, man. And do we look to assess that in the summer, or do we just keep it and pray it doesn't keep happening? He could either be A, the most unluckiest footballer around, that the last injury someone fell on him, and then this injury someone else fell on him again, or B, he's just injury prone. So G, big up to South joining in as well. Anyone can really take it, bro. What do you guys think about what he said about Chiesa firstly, and then the Jota thing?
In terms of what he said, nothing really I guess there's not really much to go on in that regards. In terms of my own feelings, if you want to sell him. I mean, I'm not really that fussed when it comes to someone like Jota. I think he's kind of a dime a dozen that you could go out and sign someone else, to be honest. But it's just whether you're going to do that, though. That's the thing. I don't know how much faith I have in Liverpool to go out and sign, another number 9, or, or another striker. That's my only issue. I would have a bit more confidence if we were like a different type of team. I would say, yeah, you know what, we'll go out and do that. But yeah, if we go and do it, I've got there's none of the forward line that I'm that fussed about leaving, other than Salah. So if you can find someone else, then I don't know who, by the way. We could sit here all day and list every player we think is good, is a good striker. That will take time to really assess what he needs in a striker. But yeah, if you can find one, then yeah, go do it. I think Jota, he's done his time. He's getting injured quite a bit, and whether it's his fault or not, I don't really care, to be honest. You're always getting injured regardless. Can't always rely on people like that. So yeah, maybe it is time, but find a player first, and then we can go from there.
Well, GYOKERES is the one that apparently we're now linked with as one of the options in the summer. Because you think, obviously, normally it would have been like Nunes, get rid of Nunes, and then bring him in because then you can make him the striker, and then you still have Jota because of his qualities. But not to jinx anything, Núñez at least is available when we need him to be. And we thought maybe this season Jota would be available, but then he comes back after the international break. It's always going to be in the back of people's mind. What are you thinking, Cav? Is he frozen?
Oh, he was frozen. I was thinking like Cav is so still. Like
It might not be frozen because he's muted as well, and so it could be doing so.
Oh, okay. Let me so people don't try and clip up my boy. Sam, what about you, bro?
He's been there long enough.
Yeah. Listen, I always have sympathy for people being injured because I know it's not their choice on it. Like, you know what I mean? Man don't choose to get injured, man. Just genetics and whatever, bro. Most of their lifestyles are on point. They have to be. Spend day in, day out taking care of themselves. So I have sympathy in terms of that. But obviously, football's a business, and I mean, if you want to reach certain levels on that, then certain things will hold you back in it. So I think he would have been addressed in the summer anyway, to be honest. I can't prove it, but I just feel like that this manager with a new setup, when he said he was going to assess the squad and stuff like that, I think he knows he's got a good enough squad, but I don't think the assessment stops with just before the transfer window closed. I think it's a whole season thing, bro, because all we know, he might not accomplish what he wants to accomplish in the season, and he's going to have reasons to point out why he doesn't get that. True. And not having your attackers when you need them at some point will become an issue, because Núñez has been good so far, but he's not scoring goals. So, and Jota's been average in it, but he's scored a few. So either way, it's at some point it will get to a tight game or a tight couple of games, or that December period where you play like 10 times or 8 times in December. Bro, like, you need all your players around that time, innit? And I think if it's a player that's not usually injured, I think they can, give him the benefit of the doubt and just go, you get injured. But Jota's known for having injuries. He's known. I don't even think at this point, it's not, everyone's unlucky for being injured, but he is injury prone. Like, it's not even a question. Like, he was like that at Wolves as well. That's why they had him on the bench most of the time when he come back. So, he's one of my favorite players, but like, that don't take away from, I know people will move on. So it would be smart of Liverpool, whether it was Jota or not, to try and buy another attacker. I would anyway, but the attacker I would try and buy would be a number 9. It wouldn't be like a left wing or anything like that. It'd just be a straight up number 9, somebody who's really good at the job. And then see what happens there. I think that's the best thing to do with the Chiesa thing. Whatever, and it like, I mean, all that's Chiesa thing has done is ruin my excitement from seeing him play. But apart from that, I don't really care. Like, it just feels like the Arta thing, to be fair. So when he turns up on the pitch and he has a couple of games, that's when I'll believe it. I won't get onto the club. I won't keep mentioning it. It is what it is. As far as I'm concerned, it sounds disrespectful, but he's not really a part of our squad, innit?
Yeah.
Like, not. It's just, for me, it's like having one of the kids from the under-21s and you play them in one game and then daft them back and you won't see him again. That's how it feels. So I think it's easier to not count him as the squad, because then you don't have to keep bothering me every time he doesn't turn up on the team sheet. We've got other players. You can switch the team around and stuff like that. I think the manager's good. I think he knows what he's doing. So, should be fine, man.
Cav, big up, man. Similar question. I don't know if you heard what I asked before. Obviously, frozen stuff, but obviously he mentioned about Chiesa. He said he doesn't want to put an expectation on it, days, weeks. And then obviously Jota again, we have to wait till after the international break. And that's like a maybe, because, you know what I mean? He says it, but is that the case? What's your thoughts on him in terms of the summer? Is it something we need to look at for Jota, and then Chiesa, just like what Sav said?
I think it is something we need to have a look at. Whether it's something we need to action in the summer coming up, I'm not too sure, because I think there's other areas that we'll want to strengthen. Left back being one, 6 maybe. Let's see how the season goes. Gravenberch has done a remarkable job, but we probably still need an extra body in there, even if it's just to rotate and give Gravenberch a bit of rest in seasons ahead and things like that. So there are other positions we need to strengthen. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Virgil, Trent and Salah's contract, so that could impact our signings as well. So it's probably not at the very top of the priority list, but I do think it's something we should be looking at, because for us to win league titles and win Champions Leagues, which is what we all hope we can achieve, I do think we're going to need a striker that we can rely on, especially with Salah moving on at some point in the near future. I think we're going to look to that striker to either be the man that gets the goals or a facilitator for our wide men, like in years gone by. So Jota is great. I like how intelligent he is. He understands the game so much better than so many other strikers, but it is the same old story about the injuries. And I know some of the injuries are like, oh, he's been fell on and this and that, but if he was more robust, he'd shrug it off. He'd maybe miss a game or two and move on, but it seems like he's out for periods of time. So I think it's an area we can improve. I'm just not sure we'll do it in the summer. I think we're fortunate we have a really hard-working Núñez to back him up, but that in itself poses as a little bit of a problem because he's a completely different player. And I think with Slot trying to play the way that he wants to, he's really having to tailor what Núñez does. And if it works, great, you've got a brilliant striker on your hands, but I'm not too sure it is. And I don't think you're going to be able to keep chopping Núñez in and out and sustain any kind of rhythm in your forward line because Núñez comes in and does what he wants effectively. So I do think that for us to make the next step, we're going to have to get a striker that Slot wants, plays his system, and that is reliable to be there week in, week out, and build that chemistry with the forward line moving forward. Chiesa is just one of them. I'm with Sav. I kind of forget about him, to be honest with you, because he's not featured at all, really. And I never expect him to start or play. Italians don't usually travel to England well, so it seems like it's going to be another case of that again. But if my hope, I'm trying to match up my hope and expectation, and I found a middle ground in that. In the year we won the title, Shaqiri came in and had really good impacts in certain games. I hope that Chiesa can have a similar kind of impact on our season. Obviously, I hope we go on to win a league title, but you know, where he can just step in, start one or two games, or come on as a sub and just really, you know, create chances and get assists and chip in with the goals. I think that would probably be par for him in his debut season for Liverpool, and then obviously kick on from there. But it remains to be seen because I don't know about you guys, what you think, but I'd have thought he'd have maybe got up to speed already. You know, I know it's still early, and I know Slot talked about his pre-season was quite a soft start, but I don't know, I just feel like he's got the quality he's got enough quality that if he'd have trained hard enough, that he could have at least been in and around the matchday squads a little bit more, but obviously he's still a way off.
Because I think they gave him obviously he's played for us already and given the opportunity to be in the matchday squad, but clearly must have been something that they might have done some tests and gone, do you know what, we carry on doing what we're doing, he might pick up an injury, so let's just do this, let's take his workload down a bit, and let's just take our time and ease him in because we need him for the longevity instead of the short term. So I think maybe that's what the issue is at the moment with him. But
yeah, I think so. The sports science part of it now, they got the ability to kind of almost predict what's going to happen with certain players. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he got sold for so cheap for such a baller, innit? So yeah, I mean, and he's a baller, bro. So if you get him for what did he get, 12 million or something like that?
12 million, man.
12 million in 2024 is ridiculous, bro. So obviously there's something wrong in it. It's like I mean, Biotin got a whole stop, but she probably sucked off bare man in it. So
what? That just threw me off my whole train of thought of what I was about to say, bro.
Lost completely,
bro. And then I was thinking something, and I was just about to say it, and then he said,
not the fact that she's just not a good driver and could never get a license.
You know, like that cab, like her car broke down yesterday.
I don't know about
so many different reasons. But now, what what Sav is saying though, like at this moment in time, 12 million looks like a bump. Like you're getting bumped regardless because this guy's not playing, and that was always the worry with him. Is I didn't really care about the fee. The fee could have been 1 million, 2 million. Like it doesn't matter if you're not playing, you're wasting money regardless. See what I'm saying? So, and we know we don't like wasting money over here. You feel me? We try to keep that shit in our pocket. So, yeah, the fact that for me it's worrying to see that we are basically in November now, or we're touching November in 2 days. This guy ain't playing. Yeah, I mean, we can do the fitness and how long does it take, bro? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, surely a player of your kind of quality level, I'll be honest, man. I expect more. I expect more. Unless you're actually injured, i.e., he tore his ACL or something like that, then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? You didn't do that. None of that's happened. Yeah, I mean, you've not come off of a season where that's happened either. So, and you played in the Europe, like I definitely expected more. So for me, at the moment, I'm kind of seeing, you're wasting my time, man. Like and Cav said it there about the Italians and England. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how many of those would be successful. Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, listen, man, we'll see with Chiesa. Yeah, you just don't remember. I don't think about him in squads and stuff like that. Let's just wait until he comes back. But the longer this continues, Arthur Melo is what comes to mind straight away when I think about it.
So it's like when Arsenal use Tierney as an injury player in their team. It's like he never plays, not even backup. Apparently he's injured, so we should care about it. Brighton, Carabao Cup, round of 16. Looking at their current result in terms of from the Premier League standpoint, where they are in the table, sitting sixth, 4 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss, scored 16, conceded 12, giving them a +4. And then looking at their previous games, 2-2 against Wolves, 1-0 against Newcastle. Chelsea beat them 4-2. They beat Tottenham 3-2, drew 2-2 with Forest, and then beat Wolves in the previous round 3-2. So they're conceding, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Well, five games, but they've conceded pretty much 2 goals in all of the games they played. Last 6.
The game they just played as well, man. I watched that. They threw it away, man. They threw it away. It's like they were winning the game up until I think it was the last minute, bro. And they had a 4-on-1 attack, but 4-on-1, 3 man on this side and 1 man with the ball. All that just passed the ball, bro. Man missed, bro. The worst pass, and then they went on a break and scored, bro. And obviously, I mean, them man in it when you're in that, but yeah, man.
I did see that there's who said that in the chat. Big up to one. He said they have 8 players out, but I only looked at it 2 players. Milner probably would get some minutes. I don't think he starts. Dunk is the one I'm like, he's the skipper, so yeah, he would have started. And João Pedro, he's another one that would start. The rest of them guys, I know Solly's on there as well, Solly Marsh, but he normally does well, to be fair, against us, but he's not a main starter as well in the team. So looking at all their injury players, there's only 2 recognizable people that I think, okay, they would have probably started the game, and they're a big miss not playing if the injury list is to be true. Well, guys, what's your thoughts on Brighton this season, man? Have you watched any of their games? Is there anyone that stood out for them this season?
The team I was looking forward to more than, obviously, apart from us, is the one team I was looking forward to playing. I like their manager on it. They're the one with like 30 years old and that. Yeah, man, I like it, man. He's come in the Premier, trying to play his own style of football. He will learn the hard way, so he's gonna have to adapt because loads of managers have tried it. Company tried it. Thinking, my man at Spurs is trying it now as well, but it don't really work. So that's where, like, when anyone saw him against that Chelsea game, if you've only watched that game, then you're naturally gonna go, "Oh, the shit will mess them up," and that, bro. But they still had bare chances in that game. On top of that, it's just that they're playing that high line, and they weren't willing to change anything at the point. Since that game, they have changed it a bit, and I've really seen like a bit vulnerable on set pieces with like scrappy stuff in there. But their attack, it's a problem, and it doesn't matter who they play, bro. Because I watched the League Cup game against Wolves as well. They started Ferguson and then Ciso in that game, and then I think Minteh came off the bench. So they got players. Welbeck's in decent form as well. He's been really good. Defensively without Dong, it is a big problem because they don't seem to have any leadership in there. Yeah, that's the close thing I say to Brighton is they kind of remind me of Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool team in it towards the end. So like they're very attacking, but defensively you can get at them in it, and that's why all the results look like that with 3-2s and 4-2 and all that stuff because that's how they play the thirds, lose out, just try and score loads of goals in it. That's just their thing. But obviously, you like know, even if you ain't watch certain players, you know the danger men they've got, and can't do much about that.
Do you think then, Cav? Obviously, in previous years we had Jurgen Klopp as our manager, and we played a more open. I say open. I don't think it's mad open as it might look, but it's more let's just go and kill the teams off. Now we've got a manager that's a bit more, say, reserved, a bit more controlled, a bit more methodical in terms of his thinking. Could we make this game a lot easier than what you've seen in the previous years?
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Brighton are a team that can carve you open from a standing start, and that will be the case in tomorrow's game as well. But I think where they've got most of their joy against us is when we've been trying to press up the pitch and then presses haven't worked and they really carve us open. And I think that scenario will probably happen less so under Slot because, as we know, his team pressed in a different way to what we did under Slot. So I think there'll probably be fewer chances in that respect. They've still got a good midfield. Is it Baleba? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Seems like a good player in the centre of the park. We need to make sure that we win the battle against him. Mitoma is still a threat. I'm not too sure who will start at right back. We'll discuss it in a bit, but whoever he comes up against is likely to be.
Right back will be. Oh, you mean for Liverpool? My bad. I thought you were about Brighton.
Yeah, for Liverpool. Yeah, whether it's Trent again or it's Gomez or whoever, he'll get joy because he's that good at getting by people. And Welbeck is a smart striker, and so surprised with how well he's managed to do go into Brighton. He makes that move, and you just forget about him. And then he's just seemed to have reignited his career again and just earned so much more. Not more, but earned that respect as being a quality striker, and his finishing's great. His goal at the weekend against Wolves. Running in through on goal, being pressed down by the goalkeeper, and managed to find the corner of the net. He's a really, really smart, efficient finisher. So they've got threats. Their style of play is great. I think whichever team. The thing is, I think we should learn our lesson from what we didn't do against Arsenal, which was be brave in playing out from the back and trust our team on the ball, in and out of, in possession mainly. If we're able to do that, we will turn them. We will find pockets, we will find space, we will create, but equally they can do the same to us. So I think it's going to be a good game, even with changes and even being in the cup, because I think both teams are going to want to play the right way.
We're at home.
We're away.
We're away.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And it's a big pitch as well, isn't it? It's the Amex. Yeah. But I know what you're saying, Endz. I don't know. You'd like to think that Slot would have studied Brighton quite a bit going into this game, and if he has, I think he'll recognise that winning the ball back and resetting is probably I know that's what he wants to do in most games, but more so against Brighton. Just get set and go again, because if you start pressing all over the pitch and doing individual pressing and stuff, they will pass you, and carve you open.
100%. G-Man, over to you. Like Bob's saying, they often play high line this season. Anyone from this team, apart from your usual culprits of causing us issue? Obviously, Mitoma, we know. Don't want to look back at it, but there was a moment last season, maybe the season before, when he was cooking us up. But anyone else? For me personally, I haven't watched. Maybe
I will say as well, just before G goes, this team, unless they change just because it's Liverpool, it probably won't be these lot. Because I watched that Wolves game in the League Cup as well, and some of these guys played, like Igor played, but I think they had Hinshelwood at right back.
Is that the Igor that was at? Who do I want to say? Is that the hench guy? Igor?
Yeah, man, no neck and blood.
But where he wasn't at Brighton last season, was he?
Yeah, he was there last season. Played against us.
Last season, okay.
Yeah, when he bodied man.
I feel like he was somewhere else. Yeah, he's a problem still.
So I think they played Hinshelwood right back. Webster played instead of Van Heck. Estepinian played. Minteh played. Fingy played when Mitoma played. Dingra. Mitoma was on the bench for that game and that.
He's a good player as well, isn't he?
Yeah. And then instead of Ayer, it was Moder in the middle. And then I can't remember who was up front. Ferguson played up front in that game. Enciso. Enciso played up front as well. Yeah. Which shows like they've got the depth ain't that bad, to be fair, considering.
They've got good depth. For they take one player out and put one player in. There's not much of a drop off at all, is there?
What about you then, G-Man? What do you make of these guys this season?
They've been great, man. I like Brighton a lot, man. I like the way they play football. I didn't know anything about the manager, by the way. Like, when he got out, I was like, "Who's this guy?" But he's quickly showed everybody who he is. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I rate him. I rate Brighton. I love the way that they play. For me, they're probably, in my opinion,
I'm the same as you,
the
Blood.
best. Yeah,
That's
the best team I like
team
watching
in the league for the last 3-4 seasons, to be honest, bro.
Yeah, 100. I agree with that with Sav. But yeah, in terms of their team, I think if players like Minteh, problematic. Matoma, obviously problematic. We know what he's about already. Danny Welbeck, though, is someone who I look at and think, you know what, you're doing all right for yourself, right about that. Do you know what I mean? Like you're doing actually really, really well, and you complement the attack so well. You know what I mean? The type of player that you are, he will definitely cause our backline problems. Obviously, Belieber in the middle, Adingra if he decides to play. They got threats everywhere, man. But and I think Brighton versus Liverpool, I don't know. Like, obviously, we'll see how. Not this game. This game won't really tell me much. It'll be the game on the weekend that will probably, where we'll probably see it. But I feel like they're a type of team that will. The way that we played, I feel like they'll give us crazy problems.
It's a thing, isn't it? Because of the way they play, it's styles make fight kind of.
Yeah.
It's like you're really good at this one thing, and we're really good at this one thing.
Yeah,
and they probably cancel each other out in a certain way, but depending on, all right, carry on.
No. To be honest, it's literally that, man. I do think they'll cause us. I think it's going to be a tricky game, but it will depend really as well on who they play, who we play as well. I don't know how strong the lineup is going to be from either side, to be honest with you. So I'll be looking at that for a better indicator, as to how this game's going to go. But listen, man, Brighton are no mugs. They're not Manchester United, you know what I'm saying? So we've got to respect them.
Probably doesn't help us that they've been so good because they're sixth in the table and not floundering at the bottom. Normally, when a team's like that, they just choose the league over the cup, innit? And because they're in such a good position, they can afford to just go, fuck it, we'll just go at Liverpool 2 games in a row, see what happens, and if it don't work, we'll just go back to the Premier and do our thing.
Just going around the table, then, lads. I know you guys have high expectations in terms of what we want to achieve in the season. Is it because I've seen a few people online and just in the YouTube community saying these are type of games you'd throw away because of how well we're doing in the league. I know you guys are going to say no, you wouldn't do that in terms of throwing a game away because we want to win every game. But is that something you guys contemplate this season at all?
No.
What's that?
Like just throwing the game, not saying throw it away because it sounds like we're just like,
he doesn't rate the cup, so I know what G's answer is. But
I just didn't hear the question, bro. That's all. I just really didn't hear the question. Listen, I don't care about this competition. Lose it, I'm not losing any sleep about it. But throwing games away, that's a different conversation. I wouldn't do that. Obviously, you try to win it every game that you play. That's what I'm on. But if you lose it, I honestly won't even blink. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think I'll be analyzing it that deeply, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's kind of how I see with the cup games.
Throwing a game away could mean like in terms of what team you put out. Like we threw like academy players in there, like a couple on the bench. Yeah. I'm not saying he doesn't think about it, he's taking it seriously, but that means they're going to have a stronger team. They're a good football inside. But those kind of indications to me go, we're throwing the game away here. This ain't a game we're planning to go and win.
Well, we played Brighton twice back to back, don't we? So he's going to learn a lot from the first game and hopefully take it into the second. He won't learn much if he completely rings the changes and puts a different starting 11 out for different games. So it might be a little bit counterproductive to not take the first game so seriously. I think it's counterproductive as well to not go for every game because you can't switch, momentum and mentality. How you play. He would never step in the dressing room and go, okay, we're not fussed about today, so just go out there and have fun. But he may say fewer words, which would tell the players what they need to know. But again, I don't think that's counterproductive. And Slot's still early on in his tenure that I don't think he can not afford to lose games or what have you. But he's won so many games that he's built so much confidence and calmness and eased the transition for Liverpool that he wants to continue that. And even if it's in the cup or whatever competition it is, winning's winning. It's another W on the form guide and everything like that, and that's good for him as a man, as a manager. So I think Liverpool should should take the game seriously. And also, we have missed out on the Premier League title and Champions Leagues and stuff like that, but we have always picked up trophies, and it's been in this competition. And this is what in recent years has separated us from the likes of Arsenal and United and Chelsea for all of their projects and signings and managerial changes and talk about history and everything like that. Well, yes, we've not won the big ones, but we're still a level ahead of them teams because we've won these competitions. So we've still managed to put silverware, on the board at the end of the season. We're still increasing our numbers on the wall at Anfield and all these things. So I don't ever discredit these competitions. If you get knocked out, you move on because you focus on the bigger things. Of course you do. But I do think that they have a place, and that place is making sure that you're still a successful club winning trophies whilst you're aiming for the bigger ones. And that certainly plays its part. And I think we should just, with the squad we've got and the depth we've got, I know we've got a couple of injuries, and the stature of club we are, I don't think we should ever be in a position where we don't take any game seriously or don't want to win any competition we're in. Otherwise, let's just get rid of 10 players and let's just keep with 15, 16 and just go out for the Premier League. Because what's the point in having a squad if we're not going to manage it well and try and win whatever we can?
I agree, man. We've absolutely ruined Chelsea the last few years because of this trophy, but we've played them like three finals in the last 3 years. Beat them in all of them and that, bro. But I agree with Cav, man. I think for the new manager as well, I think it's his whatever. We don't know too much about him. We've seen how good he is so far, but that doesn't tell you everything. It's his best chance of winning a trophy. That's for me. And it's the earliest trophy you can pick up. It's done by February, bro. Early. You know what I mean? So that definitely changes the way you look at his season if he picks up a trophy in his first season and then carries on how he's playing. You never know what happens in the league, but we do know that Man City is a threat and they're always there. So I would rather end the season with a trophy, and I think he will do it as well. But obviously, if you lose the game, like Cap said, you have to move on. Then you got nothing, can't do anything about it. So,
guys, if you haven't liked the video, make sure you please do, man. Guys, taking a piss. But team lineup, boys. Let's try and get this team out, man. I did see some people saying Yaros should probably start in goal. Do we share that same sentiment, or do we go Kelleher?
I'm playing Kelleher, bro. I don't understand why goalkeepers need so much rest all of a sudden.
Yeah, bro. And they're tired, stuff. They're tired, bro.
Tired from what?
I don't need you shouting at me, blood. I'm just saying.
Kelleher made one save on the weekend, bro. He ain't tired from nothing, bro.
All right, cool.
One of our tactics as well, Endz, is going to be to encourage Brighton to press us. So we can make them passes through their press.
I'm gonna look away when that happens.
Yeah, Kelleher plays his part in that. So me and you both, Saf. I'm not looking forward to it.
We better not be piss off, though.
Kind of scared me. I don't even lie, bro.
I'm watching that either.
What are we doing then for right back? We heard Bradley's back. He's available, fit and ready to go. Does he come in, or do we run Mr. Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I'll go Gomez. For me personally, I'll go Gomez.
Yeah, I'm with G actually. I would put Gomez in there purely because I think Mitoma will play, and I'd like to focus on trying to stop him. Also, why not? You know, he had a good season last season. He's played very few minutes this year. Why can't he start? You know.
Do you know why, Cav? Because I'm thinking about playing him centre back.
Okay, I think you're mental.
Okay. To be fair, I can go about centre back position.
You spoke. I should have known this. You were foreshadowing when you used the words "throw the game" about 5 minutes ago. Now you're talking about putting Gomez in at centre back.
Cav, he played centre back in the last games. Not the last game, but the last round. So I'm assuming that's where the manager is going again with it.
I do.
It would make sense because you can give a rest to players as well. Yeah, Gomez. Gomez.
Oh, did he play? Oh, yeah, he did, didn't it? Against West Ham.
Him and Kwanzaa that played at the back in that game.
Kwanzaa, yeah.
So is that something we think to do again? Go back with that two. That two looked good. They didn't look shaky. They didn't look all over the place. There was like little moments when you're like, okay, but Gomez, I thought, for me personally, I think he played really well at the back in that game.
If I have to judge it between Gomez at centre back when I saw him playing and when they brought him on at right back, I'd definitely put him at centre back. Bro. I seen him sniffing his own knees when he came on against AC Milan or something like that.
The thing is, I don't really like the partnership of Gomez and Kwanzaa, but I would have it because that's all we have. But I don't really.
Robert goes, Bradley, Kwanzaa, Gomez, and Tsimikas. That's where my mind was going to. That kind of setup.
But you're telling me not to throw away the game away. You just changed the whole back line.
No, but I'm going in what the gaffer. I think Trent played the last one. Forgive me, I can't remember who played right back in it, but I know for a fact.
What, against West Ham?
Yeah, centre back.
Bradley played it right back against West Ham.
So there we go.
No, but Bradley just came back from injury. Like I don't know.
Hey, we're not doing what
right back.
We're saying he's 30%.
Play him at right.
No, but like I'm more thinking about less like. You know, obviously, if he thinks he's fit, then play him. I'm not. Obviously, I don't know. He didn't say whether like he's 100% back, or he just said all right, he's back now. But being back now, does that?
Yeah,
mean
he just
like,
been back and had one training session.
Anyone but Trent.
One training session. You know, it's a bit.
I don't know. Don't want to see Trent against Brighton ever.
All right, so we're going Gomez. Then it looks like we'll go Gomez. All right, Joey G. All right, cool. Centre back. Who's the centre back pairing?
Kwanzaa could be one.
Kwanzaa, yeah, Kwanzaa deserves it.
I mean, yeah, man. The off-field stuff gone away now.
No, not yet, Sav. If anything, it's resurfacing a bit more. Like,
yeah, he might be tired.
That means you guys are going with Virgil. I'll take it then.
I'm playing Virgil.
I mean, yeah.
What are you thinking, G? Go on.
Yeah. If I had to pick between Virgil and Kanai, I'll go.
Hold on a minute.
Travel Virgil.
I ain't gonna lie, blood. I'd play Gomez at left back, innit?
Tsimikas is.
And then who goes right back?
I don't care. I play Bradley at right back. I play Gomez at left back. I play Tsimikas on the weekend. Robbo can relax in it and then move on, bro.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that actually. I'm not opposed to that. I think Simi should definitely start the Premier League game. So whatever needs to happen.
If he plays in this one, can't he? Can't he still play if he starts in this one?
You know, pray for Gomez and let him have a game in left back. I think Bradley will play. I think Bradley will play.
If you guys think Bradley is fit enough, then put Bradley in there. We'll just go.
Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for that.
Bradley instead of Joey G.
Yeah, because Joey's not going to offer anything going forward at right back. Yeah, I mean, I like him as well. Joey's cold, man, but I don't. At right back, he ain't going to go forward.
Corner, Meister, corner there, mate. And then Gomez left back.
Yeah.
Unless you do want to put Tsimikas there, but
No, Tsimikas has been running the Champions League, to be fair to him. But if we want to use him in for the Premier League, then that's fine.
I just don't think he's going to play Premier League. That's why I don't have him for the Premier League game.
Oh, you don't think he'll play? Well, either way, I think Robbo's not going to play this game because Robbo's.
Yeah, this game Robbo ain't playing, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely better now. I actually said it to you two in the game prior, like when he has a rest before and he comes on with better energy. But when he's playing back-to-back games now, since them Scottish injuries and that, it's not looking the best. So I don't know. But for me, Gomez should be playing in these games, bro.
All right, cool. Who's your combination in the midfield?
Probably got the same as before, man. Jones and Wataru. What am I used to? We
don't really have that many other options to do this, so yeah.
I think Graves is going to need a break at some point. It's probably the best game you could pick, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, West Ham are pretty good attacking as well, even though they're in poor form. And Jones and Wataru are really good in the prior game. So don't really see why not. So
who goes in the 10 for you guys?
Number 8.
Sav, can we be respectful and say the name of the player, please?
Dominic.
Yeah. I'm more than good with the bottle I play. We've got absolutely no problem. Like I said, we don't have options.
He didn't start in the last game, right?
No.
So
no.
He'll probably start in this.
Hey man, one terrible game from Liverpool against Arsenal made everyone miss Dom for no reason. But hey, Respect it still.
Can anyone make a strong enough argument for Tyler Morton starting?
Yeah, Dom's been rubbish.
No, Sam, I don't like that argument.
Oh,
That's not a strong enough reason.
Oh, okay. That's right. Dom ain't been playing. Yeah.
I don't
Put
think
Morton in-
anybody's
Morton
been
in-
so poor that Morton should step in.
Put Morton in Jones's spot, and then put Jones in Sobo's spot. They ain't trying to see Morton in the 10.
I do think Morton will get game time in this one, though. I do think he'll.
Probably, yeah.
I want to see him. I want to see him play.
Yeah, man. Because I'm trying to see Trey Maurice come on the pitch, blood. You get me? My guy, blood. That's a baller.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Trey as well.
I think man just lit up preseason just to sit on the bench all season.
Would you give the Would you give Rio a game as well?
Has he
Is he
trained?
old enough to play?
No, you can't. What do you mean? Is he old enough to play?
I don't think he's got provisional or nothing.
He said,
How old is he? No, on the level. How old is he?
I'm sure he's 16 now. 15 or 16.
Is it a birthday since? He's born at 15, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought he was 15. Okay.
It's not even legal to have sex, bro. So if
You
a thing
can
in the
play a game
stand
of football,
season,
though, Sam.
no, but if a thing in the stand
really
season, we
see
can't do
how-
anything. Although Brighton is gay, so it might not be a- That's true.
Yeah,
bro.
Brighton's not the place
Hey,
to be.
like, man, them.
Nah, he's
I
16,
realize
he's
why
16, I'm not saying.
Quan's definitely traveling to Brighton. You know why, blood. You know why, boys.
Cons is there tonight, staying over.
Brighton, that sausage fest for that man, blood. He loves it, bro. Hey, no, I'm not touching.
Allegedly.
Put on the rainbow armband and let's go for it, blood. I hear it, blood.
Allegedly. Do we give Mo the night, not the night off, but do we just put Mo on the bench for this one, rest up for the weekend, and then give Diaz and Gakpo either or?
Yeah. Sit down, Mo. Sit down, relax in it.
What are you thinking, G and Cav?
Yeah, but also because I think we don't see it often, but Salah has an impact when he comes off the bench as well. So I think it'd be a good game to give him a bit of a rest, but definitely have him there and definitely bring him on to have an impact later in the game.
And I think these two need a start. Well, you can't start both of them in most of the time because obviously Mo operates off of the right side. But I think games like these, you start them to not only just breathe a bit of confidence in them, but just up it a bit just to see if a different combination can work on the night as well from the start.
Yeah, Salah came off the bench against West Ham last game, scored in like 10 minutes in a quick time.
And then we've got obviously one fit striker. He goes in, right?
Yeah, I would play. Yeah, even if Jota was fit, I would have played Nunes in this game.
You know what's interesting though? Like, if that's the midfield, I'll be so intrigued to see how that midfield does against Brighton. Because that midfield, yeah, looks like. And
Right,
again, it depends
right,
on who
man.
Brighton play.
Right, man.
No, obviously you guys talk about like not throwing competition. I'm looking at the team thinking, like,
This is throwing the competition team. I hear it, brother.
bro,
Yeah, but
No, but the thing
G,
is,
what
even though
you
it's the
don't
same,
have.
yeah, I was about to say it's like most of the players are still the same.
But you've
Not
also
from the
got
competition,
two
because
hard
I think it's 'cause
working.
of the back line.
You've got
I
two
think it's the
hard
back
working
line and
wingers
midfield.
as well.
Yeah,
You ain't
No,
got
look-
this Salah hovering up the pitch type of thing. Both Diaz and Gakpo are going to come back. So
you're making a point, G. The reason why I picked some of the people I picked is because I just looked at how he already played against West Ham in it. So that was my assumption that he'd likely to go. I mean, Chiesa played in the last game, and obviously he's not here, so Salah was on the bench for that as well. And obviously Virgil didn't play, so if anything, we strengthened compared to last time. It was Kwanzaa Rango was probably a little bit stronger, if anything.
No, but
Randy
this time,
too.
yeah, I guess you could say. Bro, listen, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like, just play whatever. Because, like I said, I think for me, it more depends on who Brighton play. That's where I'll.
Yeah, of course.
What does that leave
Right.
on the bench then, boys, for us in terms of substitutions?
Salah,
Yarosh and them.
Alistair,
Salah, Yarosh,
Trent,
Trent,
Mac,
Yeah,
Mac,
that's
Krause,
the same, and the slot do the same thing.
Ibu.
Ibu.
I don't think all these players are going to be on the bench, though. I don't.
That's what I was
think.
going to say. The slot do that thing where like the man, because it's
Right.
away, would he just leave them?
Yeah, because remember we had two goalkeepers on the bench the other day.
I think obviously he still needs to carry a centre back, so Ibu will be there.
Yeah.
He'll still need to carry one of the fullbacks, so either maybe Robbo or Tsimikas will be there. I think two midfielders make the bench or three. So Morton, maybe maybe Gravers is the one that probably gets the night off.
Maybe
he's the one that probably gets the night off in terms of that.
Well, checking the game
Salah
against West Ham, our bench was mad strong still. Like everyone was on the bench.
Yeah,
The bench against West Ham was Virgil, Diaz, Sabo, McAllister, Salah, Robbo, and Yaros, Trent. And
when was that game, Savage? When was that game?
The date of the game.
Yeah, the actual date of the game.
Let me see, lad.
Feels like ages.
September, 25th of September. So a month ago.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm. Yeah, that was so early in the season that we were still getting into rhythm of games. Like, whereas now we're kind of a bit further along now. Players are starting to drop down as well with injury. So, like you said, Endz about Gravers getting the night off. I don't know if he's going to be the one, but I feel like some players should just get the night off anyway, just because it's like we're starting to get into a period now where we're playing quite a lot of games quite quickly. Champions League again in however many days. Another Premier League game against Brighton, at the weekend. We don't have. I'll be honest, we don't have a lot of players. If you think about it, look at the midfield. We're kind of struggling to think. All right, who plays here? Like, or let's think more to like. That tells you we're kind of struggling in certain, in areas as it is. We've got one striker. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like, he might. To be fair, he might need to just lighten up the team anyway, just to be like, yo, I need to think more logically.
I'd leave Salah and Konate at home, bro.
They still need
I
to.
don't know if he's going to leave.
I need to use them, but
yeah, Konate is the one for me because he's done well with his injury this season. A little not before and that, but he's done well, and he's the one known for having an issue to a certain amount of games, and that's because even if he's on the bench, if you start Quandra and Virgil, you could always bring on Tsimikas and then put Gomez at centre back at the same time, innit?
Especially after viewing the game, as you said, Savage, man, he played the game for two men against Arsenal, so
yeah, it's crazy.
He might definitely need the night off, bro. Definitely.
The Salah one, the only thing I would say is one, he'll be on the bench at the bare minimum. He's too fit to not miss games, and two, you have no one else. Like who comes on for any of the attackers?
Does anyone think that Salah starts and Gakpo goes up front and Darwin is on the bench? Because I'm just thinking, he spoke about it in the press conference, didn't he? About how we got him up to speed and he's done well to play 3 games in 8 days. But that ain't going to stop because he's our only option up top. So if he plays tomorrow's game, plays at the weekend, that's a lot of load. And look, Darwin's got energy, but even he may be pulled out.
What if you played him and then subbed him early, or do you thinking just don't play him at all?
No, I would probably start. See, Diaz and Gakpo are the 2 players that have sort of chopped and changed and seen some time on the bench. So I would probably start both of them. Salah because it's Salah and he plays every minute anyway, and he's shown that he's that resilient. And probably just leave Darwin on the bench and bring him on for the last half an hour. Bring him on for whoever you feel needs the rest at that point in the game. So Bozolai's got energy and was rested last time out. So yeah, I'd probably I think he might have that trail of thought when it comes to Darwin.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Only Liverpool can have 6 forwards, and we are still almost struggling to put some of these players out on the pitch and give players rest at the same time. Like only Liverpool could do that. Any other club who have 6 forwards, bro, like you might not even see the other 3 forwards, like ever. Kind of thing, like they come in every now and randomly. Like Liverpool, 2 drop. All of a sudden now you're like, shit, all right, that's 2 drop.
The only reason why that seems that way, G, is because most people don't trust the other guys in the team. So like for an example, like a Núñez, most people don't really trust him as the guy to lead the line. So he always looks at as he's not really the player or a player available, even though he is. And then similar with the Lucho and the Gakpo. Yes, they've won over the fan base. I think some sections, in some moments in the season based on what they've been doing performance-wise, but they still haven't won over the fan base where they look at them and go, start him. No, he has to start. It's always like, yeah, that's all right. Yeah, put him in. I think he's in good form. It's always that, yeah, all right, put him in instead of going there, starting. No, we'll say Salah there, Salah in. Virgil in. Obviously, these guys have played for a lot longer for the club and achieved a lot more, but I think like these guys haven't won it over. So now with the Jota injury, it's just like, we trust Jota to play, but obviously he's injured, innit? But if Jota was available, like, throw Jota.
No, but we've said this before about this. I've told you about this attack. You don't. There's only one player in the attack that you trust, which is Salah. The rest you don't trust because you're kind of like, not you specifically. I mean everybody else. They don't trust everybody. Like, let's be real. As you said, man, Umin and Arin. 1 week it's let's play Gakpo. Next week it's let's put Diaz back in because Gakpo was a ghost the other day. Like,
that's
I
crazy.
don't know. Like, I don't like the fact that
I say the same thing, but mine ain't based on. I don't trust them when I'm saying play the other
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But some men are just you know the flip flop thing goes because before Jota, like Endz said, man would say put Jota in. Before Jota got injured, man was moaning about him, bro. Now man are telling me that Diaz is rubbish again. So,
but then now people are saying that Jota should be sold. So now I'm like, okay, well, pick one. Like pick a struggle. Can't be ugly and broke. Like, it needs to be one of the two. Like, you need to.
Which one would you choose, ugly or broke?
Broke.
I ain't trying to be ugly, blood.
You can make money. Yeah, you can make money.
Ugly or broke, bro.
I rob me broke, bro. As long as I can, hey, look, because put it this way, as long as I can afford a laptop or a phone, I can still do this and have a good time. So
you get me? That's what I'm saying. Blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Mom was chopping on EMA money, blood, so I don't care about being broke.
Yeah, you don't like that. Like, EMA, you know. Hey,
the young 30 quid a week.
Yeah,
little 30 quid in that. He was chopping on that. All right, bro, if you can chop on that, hats off. Hats off, bro. All right, guys, before we head out, score predictions, man. So, who do we start? I'll start, actually. I'm going to go, it's Brighton, in it, bro. We start this team. We might just cook, you know. These men might just turn up and ball out and slap
I
these,
can
man.
fully see that happening.
I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool. Goals wise, based on the starting 11, I'm gonna go Nunez to get a double and Sobo. So I'm gonna go Nunez double Sobo. G.
If we choose that team, I think we lose in extra time.
Jesus. Don't it go straight to penalties now?
Oh, is it straight to penalties?
At a certain round, it goes straight to penalties, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so then I mean, we might win on penalties. Yeah,
putting goal for penalties.
Yeah. You know, I say we win on penalties.
Win on penalties. So what, 0-0 win on pens, or do you think any scores?
Oh, no. 2-2 in the game. Yeah, 2-2 in the game. 2-2 in the game. Nunez and who's the other? Gakpo.
All right, Kev. What about you, broski?
Yeah, no, I actually had 2-2 down before G said it. I think we'll see a 2-2 again. But we get Brighton a lot of flowers. I'm still confident Liverpool will go out there and do a job and play well. I just think both sides have got goals in them, so I can just see it going to penalties.
Fairs. What about the goal scorers? Did you say?
I think Cody will score, and I think Salah, whether he starts or not, I think he'll score.
Just come on and
probably a pen, to be honest. I think he'll score a pen, and then we go through on pens.
Fair enough. Sav, can you share the joke as well? To help us,
my son's a prick. When we heard us pick the team, he was fine with it. And then he said who we played. I said Brian. He said Gorman started. He looked away.
I told you. Your son knows. Like, you look at the team, you're like, rah. I don't know. Like,
bro.
Is it the combination or the man that's starting? Is it like the combination?
No, it's just Gomez, isn't it, against Brighton. He loves Gomez. It's just against Brighton. You don't want to see him. But it's because
he's playing left back. He's away from Matoma, blood.
You know what it is? He's there. But then I said that they got a dinger and he just looked away again, blood. So
they got.
We had that season. The club we had Wolves and Brighton back to back constantly in it for 4 games in a row, and it wasn't a nice time, blood.
We won one of them. Did we win one? And that was the one when Harvey scored.
Yeah, and obviously there's one. There's the one when Matoma spun Gomez, and then there's the one when Welbeck done the fake shot and Gomez went missing, and
Gomez went missing.
That goal was actually cold for it. I'm with Cadman. Like I said, I watched the Brighton games and that they do league goals in it, so and Liverpool don't score that many, so I'm gonna go. This is away though, isn't it? So I'm gonna go 2-1.
away.
I'm gonna 2-1.
What's our biggest amount of goals we scored this season?
5.
5? Oh, West Ham, innit? League Cup, yeah.
Oh, West Ham. Oh, sorry. Okay, so in the Premier League, so what's our biggest?
3, I
3?
think.
That
Did we
Brentford.
score 3 again?
3.
We beat them 3. I thought we beat them
I
2.
don't
No?
I probably made it up. Bournemouth. I made it up 2. I don't know.
No, didn't we beat Bournemouth 3-0?
That's what I thought. That's when Nunes scored, isn't it?
Yeah, because
I
he
fully cannot
has
remember.
scored 2. He has scored 2.
Yeah,
and
they had
then
scored 2. Oh, yeah, when he brought the ball down and sent the keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-0.
Do you know what?
In 2 minutes, isn't it? Sorry.
If Slot decides that Nunes is going to start tomorrow, I would sit him down in whatever fashion, right, and just say, please, for the life of God, bend your run for the because if he beats the offside trap, he'll get no end of chances against Brighton's highline. But I guarantee it, tomorrow we're going to come on the post match or whatever it is, we'll be chatting and we'll be frustrated that Nunes has got about 10 offsides.
Cal, why are you throwing that in the universe, man? He's been all right so far this season, man.
I agree. I just don't. I can't for the life of me understand why he hasn't tweaked that element of his game. He's so much faster than everybody else. Just start a yard different, or bend your run, or just be a bit more intelligent. Because if you did, you'd be in on goal so many times.
Do you know the maddest thing here, Cav? I'm still waiting. I'm still in that mode, right, of waiting to see him get opportunities to shoot on goal. Because I think everything else, I think he patterned up most of the things, if not all of the things people have the issue with him on. But the only thing I haven't been able to see enough this season is when you get given these opportunities from the different types of angles, what are those finishes like? And that's the only way. Then I'll be like, you know what? I think he's on the right path. At the moment, because we haven't done that in games for him yet, I don't know if he's on the right path yet, bro. He just limbo.
Well, tomorrow's going to be an opportunity, as any game is. But you know, the pitch is big at Brighton. They play a high line. If he gets it right, he will have them opportunities.
That's right. This is the one team. This Brighton and Tottenham tailor made for Nunes. 100%. But you're right, man. It's just, Nunes' consistency in it, because he does show up and do certain things in the odd game, and that, but the odd game ain't good enough. Because like I thought he played well against Arsenal. His passing was decent as well. But then if the next couple of games his passing's back to being rubbish, does that mean he's a good passer of the ball or not? Well, it just means it's a one-off in it, so he needs to be more consistent. But yeah, I think
it's never just one thing with this guy, innit? Like it has to be either you. I mean, I still don't think he's patterned up with the other stuff anyway. I think he's just gotten better at it. I don't think he's patterned up. But even still, let's just say it's gotten better. Now you're not scoring. I'm like, bro, like, can you not do two things at once? Like, I don't get it. Like, why is it only just? Can you only do one thing at a time? Like, can you not pattern up and score goals? Like, it has to be
special needs and that.
No, like I'm not saying that because I don't want to get in trouble. But what I am saying is, can you? But listen, we still got time. Jota's going to be obviously out until what did he say? November, isn't it?
Yeah, so, after an international break, we should be getting at least Chiesa. In my opinion, I think Chiesa, Elliott, and Jota. That's what we'll have back available. So that helps.
So it gives Nunes a bit of time, man. You know what I mean? But because yes, you can say we're not necessarily creating chances, but the way that he's playing, it doesn't give you chances to create anyway. So it's not like he's playing in a way that says, oh yeah, I'm in always in open space and whatnot. I'm not saying
how many games has he actually played anyway? He even played that many games?
From a starting standpoint, maybe like 4, maybe.
I just know that again, Arsenal's the one game that I know that man didn't create nothing for him. The rest of the games, I don't know, but Arsenal 100% there was nothing. I think.
But then you say that, but look where he's playing though. I'm not saying it's all his fault because the manager's asked to do that. Then
no. Yeah, I think the manager in that game, like, I feel like he's taking things so literal. Yeah, like
told you, like come drop deep. He's decided, okay, I'm gonna drop deep. I'm gonna be at left back. You're doing the Harry Kane thing. I'm like, okay, I don't need you. Maybe he
but you say that in the past couple of games he's got back and defended, you know, when not that we'd have needed him, and who knows what would have come to if he didn't do that, but it's admirable that he got back and put a challenge in or defended, you know, across like that. So
no, I think that's what I'm saying. But then it's like if you're doing that, there's no one to create for then. So then it's like this is what I'm saying. It's like everyone who moans at we're not creating for him. Yeah, because he's fucking next to Van Dijk. He's a create. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really create. I'm not saying, by the way, it's not like I don't mind him doing the defense. Like keep doing that. You know what I mean? clearly that's what the manager's asking for. I've got no problem with it really. But I can't moan at people to say, "Oh, we're not creating for him if he's going to be doing that." Yeah, like, it's like man for England saying, "Oh, we don't create enough chances for Kane." Yeah, because he's fucking next to Trent. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want him to do? There's no one there to
turn into Joe Linton and that, brother. I hear it still.
Next season, plays attacking mid. Sitting there just running. Defensive box-to-box 8.
That's how Joe Linton turned into the DM man. He started kicking man first. That's he started bullying people, and then they just moved him. But yeah, man.
Bro's played more as a midfielder than a striker.
Goal scores in this game. I'm going to just go both goals from Gakpo. Same as last game. He cooked it. He was really good in the last game.
Before we head out, then final thoughts, man. Sav, go with you first, bro. Final thoughts.
It's a cup game, innit, to get the win. That's all I care about, bro. In and out, no injuries. That's it, bro. Pause. You know what I mean? Sort that out, blood.
No hamstrings in it. I hear it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to see man get matched up still.
Yeah, no injuries. Just I don't know. I'm meant to say something. Like, it's a test. Yeah, much like every game is for Slot. Is it a test he's come up against with Liverpool? Probably not. Probably not come up against such a good passing side, a team that can carve you open. Quite the same. Arsenal are capable, but didn't quite do it at the weekend. Just keep that momentum going. I think not getting injuries is a big thing because we're going into a really busy period. So hopefully we win. Not going to be distraught if we don't. We'll just keep moving.
Fair. G.
Yeah, clean sweep. What Savage and Cav said. Just get a win. Keep moving. If you lose, but whatever. But I think he's going to learn a lot, though. Like Cav said earlier on about learning about this game for the Premier League game. I think he will learn a bit more about Brighton. And to be fair, this is actually kind of good because he's never faced Brighton before.
Yeah.
At least this game. I'm not saying obviously the thrown away thing, blah blah blah, but at least this game isn't going to have such an impact. Like, we just dropped 3 points. Like, if we lose this game, this is just a cup competition. So at least now he can then go into that Premier League game really prepared, and at least then it's like, okay, guys, we saw what they can do. We know what they can do. This is how we can hurt them. And he seems like a smart guy like that as well. So
hopefully we move the ball quicker, man, because that's the only thing I can't
Oh, yes.
Move the ball so fucking slow, blood.
Yeah.
Like Brian will show you how to move the ball quick, bro. I say you move the ball fast. 3 passes in the top of the pitch, bro. So yeah, man, do that. And it's Dan's back. I know they said that he was back in the thing, but is he back
in the building, bro? But you know what I mean? That's not fit. That's just walking in the building.
I'm just still doing Adidas adverts and that.
Yeah. But guys, appreciate you guys as always, man. G, Sav, Cav, big up, man. Tomorrow should be interesting, man. Tomorrow calling. Fingers crossed, maybe it's a win. We move on to the next round. G don't care, I care, Sav cares, Cav cares. And then we move on.
Again, definitely didn't need to point that out, but you seem to be doing that a lot this stream. It's okay.
No losers in the call-in, please. Anyway.
If we lose, I'm calling in.
I'm not done for the night. I'm going to be heading over to Grizzly's channel to go and do some post-match. I don't know who's going to be over there. Should be
good friend.
Hey, I'll be there.
Oh,
what, G, you might as well say it. You're going to be there too.
No, I don't get those Premier League invites. We're still playing Championship football. I don't get those kind of invites. Are you crazy? Okay.
No, you know what I mean? But we need representation.
The Avengers have gone rogue, blood. I know what it is, bro. I saw
Bro, you saw the movie, yeah. You saw what happened with Captain America.
I hear it.
All right, guys, listen, man. We're back tomorrow. Call in. Make sure you guys call in, man. Stop being nervous, man. Don't need your camera on. But at least speak some facts, man, and stick to the game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the foundation level dons stay away, and
so we say
I walk up forward. I'm not trying to go. I'm not. If you can't speak the English language, allow it, blood.
Wow. So
it's
basically,
not racist. The language
I never said you was being racist. I'm just saying, wow.
Now my son called me racist, but I ain't racist.
Oh.
Hey, Dad, you know what's up for the podcast as well? Big up to everyone.
Wait, what are you about to say, blood?
No. So, guys, it's already pinned to the top of the chat. Please go and check out the podcast channel. But Sam, I've got one video, similar to what you just said. Some lady called in, and Yeah, to a radio station. It was an interesting conversation.
Was English?
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't know why can't the English are the only people. We're the only people that are not allowed to like our country, bro. It's racist if we like our country. Everyone else can love their country. Listen, you boat hoppers and that. Get out.